Hello everybody, welcome back to my Country Sparkles channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make freeze-dried zucchini flour. It's super easy, and in case you haven't heard of it, you can substitute a third of your flour in any recipe with zucchini flour. Just as a little substitute, add some vegetables to it. Maybe you're running low on flour at the end of the summer and you have like a million zucchinis. Here's one way that you can make zucchini flour with. Along with freeze drying it, you can also dehydrate it. Just a little plug in there. If you don't feel like freeze drying it, you can always use a dehydrator. So let me show you my freeze dried zucchini. Okay, here's some freeze dried zucchini of mine. If you haven't checked it out yet, go watch my how to freeze dry zucchini video. I will link that at the end of this. But there's a couple different ways that I like to chop it up. You can either slice it. As you can see, I left all the seeds and everything in there. Or you can shred it up. I left the skins on these. They were pretty thin, but you can always peel them off if you want to do that. So here's what it looks like all freeze dried. It's nice and crunchy and dry. So freeze drying process is all done. And next, I will show you how to turn it into powder. Now that I have my zucchini all freeze dried, I have it in this bowl. It's about 5 or 6 trays, medium-sized trays from the freeze dryer. Like I said before, if you don't have a freeze dryer, that is just fine. You can still use a dehydrator to do this. So just lay out all your zucchini. You can shred it up or slice it up, either way, like this or like this, and just lay it out in your dehydrator on your little trays. Let it dehydrate until it's all dried out. Now zucchini is very, very porous, so you don't want to just like freeze dry it or dehydrate it and then just leave it sitting around, because it will absorb moisture from the air very quickly. So we're going to take this straight from the freeze dryer or dehydrator, and I'm going to blend it up in my magic bullet. I love using this to make really fine powders, and we're just going to blend it up to make into powder, which will turn it into zucchini flour. So all I'm going to do is stick these in here. I'm going to put big pieces, little pieces. We're doing it all. Just like that. And blend it up. Make sure all the big chunks are gone. And there it is, all blended up. I'll bring it closer to you so you can see it. Okay, so here it is all blended up. As you can see, it's really fine. There's a couple darker pieces in there. I might blend it up for just another second. That's just the skin, and if you want to, you can skin it before you dehydrate it or freeze dry it. But I didn't. I don't mind a little bit of dark pieces. And you just use this in place of a third of your flour in any recipe. So that's how you make zucchini flour. There it is, right there, super easy. And now let me show you how I'm going to store it. After I've blended up my zucchini into the zucchini flour, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into a quart-sized jar. I'm going to fill up this jar, and then I'm going to vacuum seal it with my food saver here. Okay, here it is. My zucchini powder is all filled up. 5 to 6 trays that I have dehydrated will fill this jar up just right. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to vacuum seal this to keep moisture and air out. Okay, so I've got my food saver all set up here. Got my food saver lid plugged in here to the top. I want to make sure that it's not on the seal bag mode, but I twist it onto the jar bag mode. Here's my used cap. Before I put that on though, I want to make sure there's no powders on the top of the jar to help it seal better. So I swipe that off real fast with a clean washcloth, rag. I said dry, you can do wet if you want, doesn't really matter. Put the lid on there. Here's the cup of zucchini flour that I kept out to use in a batch of bread. But this is all on, and then all you do is you push this down. It's not quiet, it's gonna be a little louder, just like my other machine, very loud, sorry. But you just push it down, and then there's a bar line on here that is red, and it will slowly move over to green as it sucks out all the air. And once it stops moving over and the whole window is screen covered, then you know that it is sealed. So let me show you how it works. Well, as you can see, it's kind of moving in there. So that's good. It's sucking the air out. Oh, lost the seal. I let go of it. So I'm holding the top lid on while I'm pushing this down. It's getting close. Okay, and then to release this, it's vacuum sealed on. You pull the hose out, which puts air back into the top lid area right here, and then it is sealed. And you want to test it, make sure you can't pull it off with your fingers easy. And I cannot, I'll have to get my, like I can pop it up with my fingernails like that after a little bit of trying, but just like pulling off with like my fingers, putting forth a little bit of effort, a decent amount of effort. If it doesn't come off, you know it's sealed. If it comes off easily, it didn't seal right, so just do it again. So with that, I'm just gonna pause you for a minute, re-vacuum seal that, and then I'll be right back. Here it is, all vacuum sealed back up. As you can see, it's not going anywhere. Now I'm just gonna put the ring back on it, nice and tight, so that way it doesn't lose its seal throughout time, just to keep it nice and firm against there. So that's all done. Now I can put it in my pantry, or I can put it in my long-term food storage downstairs, and it should stay fresh for probably about 6 months in the jar, depending on many times I open it and to use it, and how much air and moisture gets in there, or how moist it is in the air when I seal it up. Thank you so much for watching this video and joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned how to make zucchini flour, so that way if you want to add some vegetables or just substitute some flour out some wheat for some vegetables, and any recipe you feel comfortable doing that. And remember, you can use a freeze dryer or a dehydrator to do this either way. Also, you do not need a magic bullet. You can use a blender, you can hand chop it, you can squish it in a bag, you can roll it with a rolling pin. There are so many ways that you can make zucchini flour. Don't be intimidated, just do it, get out, test out some new ways to do it, and just have fun. Thank you again for joining me, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that way you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks, bye.